In 2007, the film Bulgaria's Abandoned Children exposed tragic levels of neglect in Mogilino, an institute for disabled children. The film created an international outcry. Viewers and politicians across Europe demanded that conditions were urgently improved. This year, I returned to Bulgaria to see how the lives of a handful of those children have been transformed since they were rescued from Mogilino. The first part of this film shows the terrible damage done by inadequate care. The second half demonstrates the extraordinary transformation that can take place in young lives with good care. Bulgaria has the highest number of disabled children growing up in institutes in Europe. Over 9 months, I followed the lives of some of the 75 mentally and physically disabled children of Mogilino's social care home. Vaski is blind and was diagnosed with cerebral palsy when she was 3, a condition many are labelled with here. She was abandoned as a child, as were over half the children in this room. For some, their only disability is their blindness. And the doctors say that's it?
Yeah.
Do you believe that there's nothing that can be done for her?
Не знам. Don't know.
Ами, самите й стави вече, тя на години не е малка, а самите й стави почнаха вече да се изкривяват, отслабват, така само кожата, така и куколки. Тя можеше да ходи, можеше. Музика като чуи, почва да скача, да играе, вече не може.
Do your legs hurt you?
Yes.
Milan has been at Mogilino for 14 years. He doesn't speak. There is no education here, but Milan fills his time by working for the staff. At least by helping out with the laundry, he gets outside, while the others remain confined within the building. Milan was also abandoned as a baby. His parents are both dead now, so his legal guardian is the institute director. Unlike many who have suffered years of institutionalization, Didi has only recently arrived here. Before this, she was living with her mother.
Аз съм родена на 24 марта 1988 година съм родена и Диана Цветанова Илиева такава. От миналата година на 30 ноември на 2005 годината му идвала така трябва. На вечерта в 7 часа съм идвала така.
Didi is autistic, but is trying hard to adjust to her new environment.
Обичам да ходя на училище, обичам. И там математиката ми е любимия предмет. Късите такива стихотворения да ги... А дългите са ми трудни, дългите романи да ги има. Искам най-много майка ми да вземе, така. Така, точно обичам да живея при майка ми, да майка.
Didi writes to her mother every day. Did she reply to your letter, Didi?
Не ми говорила, тя разбра какво е така. Да.
Didi's mother couldn't cope with her living at home, so she sent her to Mogilino. Her mother knew that unless she sent her far away, Didi would find her way back home.
Никой не иска да си играе с мен. Ами те не могат да говорят те така, те глухите. Не могат да си играят нищо така. Тук никой не може да говори, тук са само увредените, само не могат да говорят. Ей, Сесо, стига вече! Стига, Сесо!
Вярвам, че така ще стане, защото Стефани иска така. По някаква странна причина си нея и всичко ми направило, както тя каже. Това е голяма трагедия за теб.
A third of these children are labelled as bedridden. The staff simply leave them in their beds all day. They are given no physiotherapy or any other treatment. Most of these children are much older than they look, but due to the bad diet, they simply don't grow. I am told there are several deaths in this room each year.
Не, слагай, после ще ги отделим нататък. Някои са напълно сухички.
Horrendous. I don't understand how the staff can actually walk away and change a nappy and change the bed sheets and think that it's fine to leave this child like this. They're freezing. The ends of the fingers are freezing. We can get that thumb out. Look at that thumb. Look at that. It's just horrendous. Vasky and her roommates are sometimes left for hours on end, just sitting on their potties. If the staff let go of this blind child's hand, he simply freezes like a statue. He stays like this, completely motionless, until a carer takes his hand. This has been Vasky's life for 14 years, day in and day out. Nothing changes.
Ферми? Да. Иди се умий сега.
Two months later, I arrive unannounced, shortly after dawn. Dee Dee's dorm is just waking up. Whilst all the other girls are naked, Dee Dee chooses to be dressed. She's managed to hang on to a small purple handbag where she keeps a few precious things. No one else has any possessions. Most of the carers in the institute are women, yet this group of naked adolescent girls is being supervised by a man. A second man is now showering the girls. Surely there are enough women here for naked girls to be helped by a female carer. All clothes are communal. They are numbered to identify which room they belong to. Dee Dee remains isolated from the others. The fact she has no one to talk to must get very frustrating. How many of these girls could have learnt to speak if the staff had made more of an effort to talk to them as they were growing up? The last time we were here, Dee Dee was reading magazines, but now she has started to rock, a classic sign of becoming institutionalized.
Go ahead. Mike.
A member of staff walks past, ignoring Milan's appeal for help. Milan's father was an alcoholic, and his mother was diagnosed with oligophrenia. Milan too supposedly has oligophrenia, as do most of the other children. This is not a diagnosis that is used in the West. It's a label created in the Soviet era and was often used to justify the warehousing of people in mental asylums.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a sweater. Different one. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Is that you again? It's you, huh?
The children suffer a range of physical and mental disabilities, but they are all lumped together and labelled as untreatable, having been diagnosed at a very young age. Most of these children have never seen a specialist. Their initial diagnosis is rarely questioned, and it becomes a life sentence. Milan and his friend Misho have been ordered to collect up the toys and put them on the boys' beds. But they both seem on edge. Milan seems wary of this carer. There is blood under Milan's nose, and I fear that the carer has been hitting the children.
Разки, готова ли си?
Да.